Am I the asshole for staying and eating at a restaurant where I had a reservation for my birthday? It is as simple as the title. For my birthday, I made a reservation at a nice restaurant last Friday. I invited some of my best friends and some of my family, being my brother, his husband, my sister, her husband, and a cousin and her husband. No kids. My husband and I were second to arrive after my best friend. My brother was the third to arrive, shortly after hubby and I were seated. Except he texted me to say that the restaurant staff wouldn't allow them to be seated because of his dog. I wasn't really sure why he brought the dog. It is a service dog. But it's mostly to help him when he gets migraines because he gets vertigo and blurry vision. His husband was with him, so it's not like he needed the dog that night. Anyways, they live 2 hours away, so it's not like he could run home and drop it off. He said they were going. I texted back, okay. Eventually, the rest of the party starts arriving, and it's time to order food. My sister told the waiter we are still waiting on someone, but I called him back and said no, they texted me they can't make it. So we ordered our food. Everything was fine. Then on Saturday, my sister called me and said she was pissed at me. She said she had assumed our brother was ill and that's why he couldn't make it, but she had asked him how he was, and he informed her of the situation at the door. She was beyond livid with me that I didn't offer to go to another restaurant. The place I chose had a very long wait list. It's very exclusive, and I wasn't going to pass it up because my brother thought he could bring a dog into a restaurant where there's food and people eating and such. She just said she couldn't believe me. She thinks I'm the one who needs to apologize when he was obviously trying to make the situation about himself. We ended the call with that argument. Am I the asshole?
No. But, like, aren't service dogs allowed in restaurants?
That's what I thought.
Like, if it's a service dog, a registered service dog, can a restaurant deny a service dog?
That's what I thought. I think it depends where you are. Because
I guess it would depend. Like, for us, it says... No, a restaurant in Ontario cannot deny service to a person with a service animal. It's illegal to discriminate, but I guess maybe depends on where they are. Huh.
Okay, so besides that, who's the asshole?
Like, I don't really think she's the asshole. And like, what is she supposed to do? Go to another restaurant that's probably going to deny them as well?
Yeah, that is true. But he drove 2 hours.
2 hours. Okay. That I feel like a little bit. I feel like you didn't try talking to the restaurant.
He just texted her saying, I'm going to go. And she's like, okay.
And like, okay, peace, bro. Peace out, dude.
Okay, bye.
Like, you gave 0 Fs.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be like, manager, it's a service dog.
Yeah.
I feel like you are kind of a little rude to let your brother drive 2 hours there, get denied, and 2 hours back. So that's a long time.
Yes.
That's farther than us driving to the farm.
Yes.
That's forever.
Can you imagine just literally arriving and leaving?
I couldn't even imagine driving 2 hours just to go to my sister's birthday dinner.
We're going to have to.
Fuck. I just realized where we're moving. Yeah, it basically is going to be like 2 hours from now on.
Yep.
Oh, that sucks. That's going to suck. Yeah, I think I could definitely see a place where she's the asshole because, like, she didn't try to talk to the restaurant or anything. But
I see what you mean also, like, what was she supposed to do? Like, go to another restaurant?
Also, everybody else just sat there, or was like...
Well, it's her.
Brother didn't tell anybody else why he left?
Well, yeah, the sister that was there didn't know.
True.
And she organized it.
True.
So, top comment says, info. Do you live somewhere where service animals are legally required to be allowed entry? Why did you not say anything to the restaurant about your brother being denied entry?
Yeah.
We live in upstate New York. I didn't think I had to say anything. What restaurants let dogs in the indoor dining area? How is I going to change their policy?
If it's a service dog.
Okay. She is blatantly ignorant.
I'm gonna say she's the asshole. If it wasn't a service dog, I would be like,
yeah,
what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Because then it's just like
you're just
being
bringing
dumb.
your dog. Yeah.
But no, it is.
It's a service animal.
It's a service dog.
Yeah.
How is he supposed... They were driving for 4 hours. How was he supposed to know whether or not he was going to get a migraine? She's saying that point like he doesn't have a migraine right now.
No, he said because he had his husband, so he shouldn't need the service dog. The other comment from OP, he got the dog through a local group here that works with the VA, so it is trained specifically for him. He hasn't had the dog very long, so I think he's still learning where to take it. But you would think a restaurant is a no-brainer. People don't want dog hair in their food. He tried to speak with a manager, but the host declined him and asked them to leave or the police would be called. His husband wanted to stay for the police, but I guess my brother gave up on it and texted me. You're the asshole. You couldn't stand up for your family. Like, first off, his husband wanted to stay.
Yeah.
Because he knew they were being discriminated against.
Yes.
No, like, I would wait for the police too.
Yeah, like okay.
What, people with service dogs aren't allowed to get food?
Yeah.
They're not allowed to freaking eat? They gotta starve? Like, what the frig? I can understand if you're like, hey, yeah, no service dogs in the bowling alley. Like, that's a extracurricular activity
also,
that maybe you don't need to do. But fucking eating food?
Her ignorance is so funny. No one wants dog hair in their food. Everybody has hair on their head.
And like, you know the dog doesn't go into the kitchen, right? You know it's gonna sit beside the table. Also,
yeah, it's not tall enough to get onto the table to get their hair onto. Like, come on. Also, you're not even supposed to pet service dogs, so their hair isn't going anywhere. Like they're not being touched.
She's a shitty sister.
Does she have hair on her head? Like,
maybe she's bald.
Maybe. But I'm sure one person, at least in that restaurant, has hair on their head.
I re-asked Google, and yes, service dogs are allowed in restaurants in New York State.
Yes.
The Americans with Disabilities Act require businesses to allow service animals in all areas where the public is allowed. So, fuck you. You're just a shitty sister. And you couldn't stand up for your family, and you said, he should have known better than driving 2 hours with a service dog. Restaurants are not allowed to turn away service animals. And I would have been like, waiting for the police. And they would have been like, yes, officer. They asked me to leave because they will not let me dine with my service dog. And I guess, you know what? Honestly, I think, though, if the police showed up, the police would have to remove them. The police wouldn't force the restaurant to serve them. But then there would be a detailed police report of why they were asked to leave. And then your restaurant's getting slapped with a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that top comment has an edit to add. You're the asshole. The restaurant illegally discriminated against your brother and violated his rights under the law. Instead of siding with your brother, you chose to stay because you wanted a fancy meal.
Exactly. Yeah. You're the asshole.
For him to drive 4 hours is crazy. Then
he didn't know he for him to just drive 2 hours there and then not get food.
Yeah.
Where do you think they went after? Do you think they're probably hungry? They probably went got some food
somewhere else that allowed them in.
Yeah.
Probably.
What's this restaurant name? I want to leave a 1-star Google review.
Right?
I heard you didn't let in a service dog. Shame on you.
Right? We should.
I want to dox him.
Okay.
All right.